So this is my third thought prompt, and the first question that it's asking me, what are my views on spanking children, aka corporal punishment. So my views on spanking children, or in other words, um, I guess mildly hitting them, is it should be like totally allowed. I mean, there's a fine line between spanking your children and actually 100% hitting them. I mean, obviously, no parent should have the right to physically abuse their children. I mean, however, I feel like, children have to be intimidated almost by their parents so they can show them, a certain level of respect at all times. If parents don't show that they're alpha over their children, the children would just take over and demand respect from their parents. They'll just flip it. So, yeah. What are the pros and cons? So, the cons of spanking a child can always go wrong because they can always just go to their school and complain. They can go to their friends, and their friends can tell their parents, and the parents can call the police or child services. So that stuff can get kind of ugly. But as I previously mentioned, the pros is that your children will always gain respect from you because they know if they talk back or curse at you or show an attitude, there will always be a consequence to it, just like anything else in life. So it's good for them to know that and learn that at an early age. So the next question is asking me, so what are the types of spanking that are appropriate, and what types, if any, would you consider over the line? So I'll never actually hit my child hard in the face or anything like that would cause a bruise or a scar. However, a quick smack in the face or in the head or just a push to the body is fine by me. I feel like it's like I said before, there's a difference between spanking your children and hitting them. Spanking them is just just letting them know that if they do something, if they do that again, it'll cause harm or cause pain. That wouldn't be that bad. That's just how I was raised. I look at me. I feel like I turned out fine. And the next question is asking me, at what ages is spanking appropriate, and what are your own experiences with spanking, and do I plan to spank my children? Why or why not? So any kid aging between 5 and up is valid to be spanked. Any kid under that age shouldn't have to deal with that kind of stuff because I feel like if you spank kids at an early age, I feel like they'll just grow up kind of differently. So I feel like you should start punishing them spanking them as their punishment. Maybe late elementary school, early middle school. Because you don't want to you don't want to spank them at an early age. It just doesn't. I feel like it doesn't look good. But when it comes to my own experience of being spanked, I just got lucky because I was spanked at an early age. But luckily I turned out fine. But I definitely have a level of respect for my dad and my mom. I'll never talk to them in a certain way. Because at an early age, and I knew that they were alpha over me. I knew that that they were the people feeding me. I knew that they were the people taking care of me. So I had to always be nice to them and never talk back. So I always had that respect for them because they spanked me, and of course, at the time, being spanked, I'm not saying when I was a kid, I loved being spanked. I mean, at the time, I hated it. Every kid hates being spanked. But in the future, most kids, now I understand why my parents did it. I now have a habit of quieting down when my parents speak, not talking back. And just overall, just showing a level of respect for them because, they'll always be my parents. Therefore, I plan to apply this method of raising my kids because I want to be able to be friends with my kids when they grow up, not enemies. And what I mean by that is if you don't demand respect from your kids at an early age, it's like I said, they'll demand respect from you, and then it will create this weird relationship and bond, and that's gonna carry on as you guys get older. So it's good to establish that level of respect at an early age, so you guys will be able to get along so much better in the future. Me and my mom, my dad, we're all best friends because I tell them everything because I know that they'll be there for me because I have that like I said before, that level of respect for them. And that's pretty much it. So that's my third thought prompt.